Okay, what are we talking about today? Okay, let's find these notes real quick. Okay. Alright. How you guys doing today? My name is Sam Downey. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at SamDowney44. Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We actually have a custom URL now because I reached over 100 subscribers, and honestly, like, I've only really been doing these non-binary videos for about a month now, and like, I've gotten a lot of subscribers from that. So I'm really fortunate for that. Thanks so much for everyone that subscribed to my YouTube channel. You know, keep it up. Make sure to give those thumbs up. Comment if you have any questions, any comments, just comment those down below as well. Like, I love reading all your guys' comments. So keep that up, and I really appreciate all the support. But yeah, you can reach my YouTube channel now at youtube.com/Sam Downey. Yeah, I got Sam Downey. Like, I was like, yes, got Sam Downey. Yeah, make sure to subscribe. And so today, how to react to someone coming out as trans or non-binary or any really gender identity. We're going to be going over a couple of tips to help you guys out, just so you know you're supporting your trans friend 100%, and you know, you're not saying anything that might be a little bit, you know, a little awkward or something like that. So the first thing to do is always, when someone comes out as trans, non-binary, gender fluid, any kind of gender identity, you want to congratulate them on finding their true self. Let's be real, like, including myself, it's a hard thing to do coming out as trans or any kind of gender identity that's not your assigned gender at birth. It's a hard thing to do, and a lot of people probably have been thinking about it for, like, you know, over, like, I would say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Like, before I came out as non-binary, like, I was probably thinking about this and researching stuff, like, yeah, since I was like maybe like 15, 16 years old when I first learned about the whole trans community. And, you know, yeah, and like, I came out at 24 years old, so it did take me about, like, yeah, almost like 8-9 years to really come out. So it is a thing that does take a while. And, you know, you want to congratulate the person on really finding their true self. Now, another point is, don't ask or try to get them to talk about, like, you know, hormones or surgery or anything like that, unless they bring it up. So I'm a rare scenario. You know, I like to talk about my hormone replacement therapy, as you guys know from my videos. Also, I like talking about, you know, trans stuff and, like, you know, non-binary stuff, but that's not the case for every trans person or every non-binary person. Make sure you don't be bringing up those kind of questions unless they want to talk about it. Like, with me, like, yeah, as I said, like, I love talking about that kind of stuff. So, like, for example, I just got a job at Victoria's Secret Pink, and we had our training, and there was a girl there that I was talking to her, and she asked me, like, oh, did you just, like, finish high school? And I was like, thank you? I was like, whoa, like, you think I just finished high school? Like, I'm mid-20s, yo. But yeah, so then I kind of, like, I don't know, I kind of planted a seed in her brain to ask questions about my hormone replacement therapy, because I basically said, like, oh yeah, like, I always really looked really young, but ever since I've been on hormone replacement therapy, I started to kind of look a little bit more younger because my skin has gotten a lot softer, you know, not as oily and stuff like that. And, you know, yeah, I was basically planting kind of a seed in her brain to ask me about it later because I wanted to talk about it. And then when we were leaving and we were kind of walking to the subway station, she started asking me, like, yeah, like, I don't want to overstep or anything, but I was just wondering just about your hormone replacement therapy. And I was like, oh no, it's all good. Like, I was planting a seed for you to ask questions about it. Not every trans person wants to talk about, you know, hormone replacement therapy or, like, surgeries. So, you know, unless they do bring it up, yeah, that's the main point. Don't ask those kind of questions. Maybe more down the road, they'd be more comfortable with talking about that kind of stuff. But when someone first comes out as trans or non-binary or any gender identity, you know, they probably don't want to be talking about that kind of stuff. It might be almost still kind of awkward for them to be talking about that with, you know, their friends and family and stuff like that. Also, another thing is, I have to say it because, you know, it does happen. Don't be, like, saying, like, you know, are you sure? Like, oh, like, this is a big decision. Like, are you sure about that? Like, you know, is this the right thing for you? Are you overthinking this? Like, don't be saying any crap like that. As I said before, trans people have been thinking about this for multiple years. if not like 10 years, basically have been thinking about this kind of stuff. So like saying stuff like, you know, this is a big decision, are you sure about it? It's almost like you're not validating really their gender identity, and like you're kind of almost like treating it like, it kind of looks like you're treating it like a joke. So when it comes to that, never ask someone like, oh, are they sure, or anything like that. Like if a trans person comes out as trans, like they know that they're trans or non-binary or a different gender identity. Nobody just kind of just says that randomly. Nobody just wakes up one day and is like, whoa, I'm trans, what? Like, no, like you've been thinking about that for multiple years now, so stay away from those kind of questions like, are you sure? Like, I don't know, man, like it's a big decision, like, you know, are you sure? Like, stay away from that kind of stuff, because, you know, in the long run, it does kind of sound a little mean as well, so, you know, you don't want to be doing that. This is a big one too. It's a very important one as well, and, you know, it's one of those things that, like, a lot of people think like, why would I ever like say that to a trans person? But it does happen, and I wanted to bring it up. Don't bring up anything about not being able to get employed or that people might be mean to that person. So what I mean by this is, you know, don't be saying anything like, so, you know, like people might be mean to you and you have to deal with that. Like, this is a hard life that you're going down. Like, no, like don't be saying anything like that. Like what? If you want to say something to really like to support a trans person, just be like, you know, like if you want to bring it up, just be like, yo, if anyone's like mean to you, like keep in mind, I got your back no matter what. I validate you for your gender identity. So, you know, like just bring up that kind of stuff. And when it comes to not being able to get employed, like, I don't know, like just think of it kind of like this. Like, first of all, like I know this one, like a lot of people wouldn't bring up, but this is one of the ones that I would say that, you know, family members might bring up, like, you know, like maybe grandparents, parents, like this is the kind of one that they would want to bring up and they might say something about. And it's really just, yeah, it's not needed. You kind of look at it like this. You don't want them to live their fullest life because they might not be able to get a job. First of all, like that's not true. Like I've never had an issue with finding employment when I'm out as non-binary. Like honestly, at jobs, like even at Victoria's Secret Pink where I'm working, like everybody validates my gender. Everybody uses the correct pronouns with me, and like that's never been a problem. And I'm honestly very thankful that I work in a very inclusive environment and a very open and accepting environment, which is like awesome. Like honestly, like shout out to Victoria's Secret Pink. Like y'all are great. Victoria's Secret in general, like you guys have been killing it. Honestly, I love it there. It's one of those things that like, yeah, I've never had an issue with finding employment, but in the end, like of course in different parts of the world that still might be a problem, but you still want to support your friend and let them live their fullest life, because like, let's be real, guys. Like, I'm gonna be serious here. Like, you know, there's a high percentage of suicide rates in trans people and non-binary people. If people don't get to live their fullest life and live their true self, like, you know, in the end, like, it's not better to like almost live this fake life just because like, oh, you're scared of like, you know, oh, I'm not gonna get a job or anything like that. It's better to just live your true self. And that's why, as a trans ally or an ally to your friend, you really need to validate their gender identity. And what I mean by that is a lot of people jump towards like, oh, I gotta use the right pronouns. I can't mess that up. Like, it's almost like, it's like, if I mess it up, like I'm a jerk. Like, no, all you really gotta do is you just gotta look at your friend, and you gotta like talk to them and be like, I know that you are valid. I know that you are non-binary. I know that you're trans. Like, make sure that they know that they are validated and that their gender is valid. And that's really the main point when it comes to being a good trans ally and really making them feel good when they come out to you as being trans or non-binary, any gender identity. Because like I already said it before, it is a very, very, very difficult thing to do. You know, let's be real. A lot is probably on the line for that person, as you know, maybe family won't accept them, or like other friends might not accept them. That's why it's very important to congratulate them on finding their true self and making sure that they know that you are validating their gender. Yeah, that's really about it for this week, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate everyone checking out these videos every week. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, youtube.com/SamDowney. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram at SamDowney44. Also, if you want to join my non-binary musician subreddit, you know, meet some other non-binary musicians. Also, you don't have to be non-binary to join. If you just want to check out some new music, you know, check that out. I'll have the link in the description for that. Honestly, guys, like, yeah, make sure to live your true self, you know, keep on living your life to the fullest. Don't care what other people think, you know, just live your true self, and catch you guys next week. Peace.